gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Here we go. Still wish I could hear the music.
We live?
We're getting there. Says we've been live for 12 seconds, but I feel like it always takes a second to really...
Toby thinks we're live.
To become truly live. No John Deere Green yet, but I'm sure he's flying in.
Sure, he's wrenching hard.
He's like a taxidermied free bird. Mike is here first every time.
Dude.
#1 fan too. He's got the badge. That we didn't even give that to you. That's just for
wow
how awesome you are at always being here.
I don't even know who owns YouTube.
Whoa, I don't know.
Let's find out.
Yeah, who's the YouTube's owner?
Oh, Google. Who owns Google? Alphabet Company.
Don't dig too deep.
Who owns Alphabet Inc.?
Be careful, there'll be a Belrog in there if you go deep enough.
Larry Page and Sergey Brin. So,
now, how come nobody's ever bitching about those two guys? I sure wish Sergey Brin would do something about this economy.
Well, Mike, I just want you to thank, I already forgot, Larry Page and Sergey Brin for your badge there.
Yeah. What's up, Don?
Hey!
So this is a first for us on this stream.
The first?
It's a first, and that's the theme. It's our first paid stream by our buddy Cale Schumacher.
Yeah.
Shoemaker. Actually, I don't know if he says Shoemaker or Schumacher, but it's Cale.
Yeah. And
Cale with a K.
He's with Backwoods.
We should have practiced to speaking before we got here.
Backwoods Taxidermy.
That's right.
And he's up in Novinger, right? Like up in Kirksville area?
Yeah. I think he'd be out in the country near Novinger, but yeah.
Okay.
Novinger is where he'd be close to.
The website. I did a little scooping on the website earlier.
It's actually kind of hard to live in Novinger because Novinger is so small. I think if you even live like 3 streets out from the tavern in Novinger, you might not be in Novinger anymore. So Novinger is where most of my family's from originally, actually.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then my grandma's from Stall, Missouri. Yeah, which I think there's 2 houses there now. And my cousins Carla and Tack live out there. Garla and Tack, I said Carla. And my grandpa Neely's old house, which was the post office out there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just rode the Pony Express up to his house?
No, my grandpa was the postmaster.
From his house?
But his house, his house was the post office.
Wow.
Because that's.
That is, it's economic right there.
Yeah.
He's cool. never late to work.
Never late to work. Can't be.
That is some government efficiency that I can get behind. You don't hear about that much these days.
Now, I could be smearing the story. It might have been like it was the post office, then he bought it, moved into it. Maybe it wasn't all that at the same time, but...
Let's just go with it.
Yeah. I know that it was his home and the post office. No. Probably just the post office built off of his house, honestly.
Nice. Queen City. Mike, are you talking about Queen City, Missouri?
Queen City, turn me up, turn me loose.
Fun story. Queen City, Missouri is actually, we played a fair there, and that was the first place, anytime Tanner and John ever do the gun fight thing, that was the first place we ever did that. That was totally...
I did not know that.
Yeah, I remember that, because I walked to the Casey's. I walked all the way across town in like 5 minutes to get to the Casey's and back, and... yeah, and John was backing up the trailer, and there was that kid that wouldn't move.
Oh yeah!
And John was just like, "I'm just gonna run over your legs," and his mom finally drug him away.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was fun.
But was John playing? I don't think John was playing, right?
No, it was Hickam. So you and Hickam were the first 2 to do the gunfight.
Oh wow!
And I think we had.
How'd you remember that? What made you?
I don't know. I always just remember Queen City, Missouri, and that's where we did the gunfight. I think we played there 2 years. But the first year was where we did the gunfight for the first time. And we were just like, that was cool. Let's do that every show for the rest of our career. And we have.
We literally have done that ever since. Dude, that's like a 10-year-old move at this point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would have been 2017, I think, the first time we played there.
Wow.
So I actually didn't even mean to bring up the first gunfight.
Dude, we're doing all sorts of firsts, even though first.
Yeah.
We're getting What's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Interception or something?
Inception.
Yeah.
Interception. That's a football.
Interception.
That's a football move.
So I know Kale is here, but I think he watches on TV, so he can't comment. So
hey, Kale.
Kale should be out there right now, but we'll. I've got some really cool pictures of some of the work he's done. We're gonna start some of the first before we're gonna run a little ad for him here in a bit, but we'll get some folks in before we kind of start doing that. But let's start on some of the first here.
Yeah.
Did you text John, by the way?
Uh-huh.
Okay. No answer.
No, he's having a first no call, no show. So that's a first for him.
Yeah.
On the streams. But, so just totally random. These were not necessarily firsts, but I was back up at my family's for Christmas, like last weekend, and my dad whipped out some old home videos, and he played my first real band, the Rentals. Our first performance was after youth group on Wednesday night at the church, and I had to get special permission because I was in like 8th grade, I think. So I had to get special permission to leave the 8th grade group and come join the high schoolers for the night for my brother's group, and we played 2 songs, and it was cringy as all get out. And our singer actually didn't ever learn the first song, so he just like walked away. Like as soon as we started the song, he
was
just,
it
like,
you guys' songs?
No, it was Apocalypse Now by Squad 5-0 and It Must Be Wonderful by Outer Circle.
Huh.
So kind of some,
kind of deep cuts. You weren't going like Mustang Sally and like
no, we were a punk band.
Sweet Home.
We were a punk band, so
okay,
it was,
okay.
we also knew like Blitzkrieg Bop and things like that. But it was embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Was it at the time?
Oh no. I mean, when you're 12, and
Yeah.
you have like 30 high school girls be like, wow, that was great,
Yeah.
I just melted away, and it was, but it was fun because there was Rick Courtney, one of the church elders, walked in front of the camera at some point, and my dad was like, oh, there's Rick Courtney. He's just like, oh, it's getting a little loud, because we were in the church just being really loud. So anyway, sorry, not a first, but that was my first band.
That's cool.
My brother, I was 12. My brother was probably 16.
What was the name? I've never heard that story.
The Rentals.
The Rentals.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that?
I have no idea. We went through so many band names. We were also called For Good or For Awesome.
Yeah, Becky, Toby's here.
Hey, yeah, bring Toby up here.
Hear me? Yeah. Have him talk about some sort of first he's had.
Now, don't put your foot in my tea.
Hey, Toby, say something. He won't do it.
Camera shot.
He'll get back to talking once he's on the floor, I'm sure.
So tell us first for you.
The Rentals. That's good. So my first high school band was called SO2. And that was short for, yes, Adam is older than Mike. SO2, which was short for Seth Oxide, which was a buddy of ours, and he had a really dope. He actually had, so it's kind of, Seth's story is kind of sad, but so we were in school with him all forever, and he had muscular dystrophy, and Seth, wasn't supposed to make it to be like 16, I think, and Seth ended up being, I think, 32 when he passed away.
Wow.
And he got married. I think they had kids. Like, ended up having a pretty full life. And
good for him.
But Seth had a really hot rod electric wheelchair. And he had one where he could go down the hallway, and I think it was to, like, exercise him, maybe. Because part of muscular dystrophy is, like, you keep moving your muscles. And he could, like, stand up. It would, like, move him where he's standing up. And it went really fast, too. So every once in a while, you just see Seth going down the hallway, like, completely standing up at, like, what looked like 30 miles an hour. Like, well, probably like what a Segway would have looked like later. But anyway, so SO2 was short for Seth Oxide, and we drew this little logo up of Seth like doing a wheelie burnout where there was like flames coming out from behind. And Seth also had a band in school where he played guitar and sang. So like, and there was like kind of 3 or 4 bands, and Michael Moore had a band. I can't remember the name of it, but they were kind of like doing like basically just Nirvana, but it wasn't Nirvana.
Sure.
And then Seth played like his guitar in his lap, kind of like Jeff Healey, the blues guy. And he had a BC Rich Warlock, and he'd like play blues with it like on his lap laying down. And Bob Odzienski, a really awesome teacher that I run into every once in a while, who's always been really supportive of me and the band. And I mean, when I was a kid, he was supportive, but he ran a guitar club that we were part of, and that's kind of where all of our bands like hooked up. And
nice.
So our first show was, he'd put it on, and it was at the Kirksville Amphitheater, and like the 3 or 4 bands that we had played. Nice. And Nick Harrell was playing bass, which we see Nick all the time. He's who keeps the van running other than John. John does the daily maintenance, but Nick like replaced our 4 or 5 engines or whatever we got in it. My cousin Brody was on drums, which is Greg Mathis's kid, which I don't know, Michael might know him.
I think we've met.
Yuzan Algaleeth was on the other guitar, and Anthony Capuano was singing. He met Anthony out, and he lives in Colorado now.
Oh,
and when we did the Darkness tour, he was out there. But that was my first band, and it was SO2. And that was the first gig. I think that was my first, aside from I'd played with my grandma and her band at nursing homes a lot when I was a kid. So I guess my favorite some of my favorites and first would be with my grandma's band, the Friendly Sunshine Band, and she would let me sit in and kind of chord along. But at that point, I was pretty crap, so I'm sure I didn't add a lot to it.
You were just ripping solos there in the corner.
I wish I could play with them now,
yeah,
knowing how to actually play, which would be really cool. But honestly, I think all of them passed away but my grandma. So.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
it is. The keys. You should get the band back together.
Well, me and Grandma played together on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
We got the keyboard out, and my sister sang, and I played guitar and sang, and so every family event we usually. So as another first, my grandma would be like probably my first exposure to like playing music.
Okay.
You know.
Nice. Nice. So what was the first time you ever like saw a guitar and was like, I want to do that?
So there's 2. Well, the first time I remember seeing a guitar and thinking it was cool was when, for whatever reason, like there was a lot of our teachers played guitar, and at the kid talent shows they would like play.
Okay.
Our principal was an idiot. Sorry, guy, but you're a freaking idiot. And I found out. So one of his big things, Bartig, I think was his name or something. He's dumbass, but he'd made this big thing where he like canceled so the Kirksville thing was that every 8th grade took a field trip somewhere, and it was like a big deal. 8th grade trip. Like my parents took it, and we were the first year not to take it. And he said it was because we hadn't done our homework well enough. And then my cousin, who worked there later, told me that it was actually he just budgeted so terribly the money was gone. And he pinned it on us. And I've never thought the same of that guy ever since I heard that. He could just say we don't have the money. But he tried to make it out as we were failures.
Well, mister, screw you.
Yeah, he was an idiot. And he played, you remember that Brooks and Dunn song where it's like, where I drank my first beer?
Yeah.
That was the one he would always play at the talent shows. And he would say, we have to say milk. Don't say beer, say milk when we get there. And everybody yelled beer, and then he'd get mad. He's dipshit. But perfect person to be running the entire school. And then there was a math teacher, which I never had him, but he had a really cool, like, green guitar I remember seeing. And I thought that guitar looked really cool. And he hadn't cut the strings, and they were all long up top, and I thought that looked awesome. But really, it was my buddy AJ got his electric guitar.
Okay.
And that was like, I had no interest in doing guitar before that moment, and then AJ was doing it, and he was my best friend, like, that I was, like, basically, at that point, it was Nick and AJ were the two that I was with all the time. And AJ lived right down the road, so I saw AJ more, because we could just, like, almost bicycle to each other's house. And AJ got a black Epiphone Les Paul, and it was like, had see-through knobs on it. It was killer. It was so cool.
Sucker for see-through right here.
Yeah, so then I wanted to play guitar, and I got my mom went down to Circle M Music, which for some of you Kirksville folks, that was the old music store that Dave Daniels ran out there, who's also another cousin of mine. If you notice, but in all these Kirksville stories, everybody's my cousin. But Dave Daniels ran that store for 30, 40 years. It's closed now, but that's where I went and took lessons from Mike Tripp. And my mom bought me, I think, if I remember her saying right, it was like the only time I'd ever taken interest in anything. Like, I never had a thing when I was little, like something I wanted to do.
Sure.
You know? So, when I showed some interest in guitars, she got me one of those packs where it comes with the guitar and the amplifier, and it had a blue Fender Squier in it, which would probably now be like equivalent to the Bullet.
Okay.
And then it had a little Fender 15-watt frontman in it, which is the amplifier that came with it. And to this day, it came with these blue Tortex picks, and actually, it's weird I said blue because they're purple, but then I pulled out a blue one. Anyway, it's just like this, but purple. So, and that's always been my favorite pick ever since.
Nice.
That first little starter pack.
Nice. And you still have that guitar somewhere, don't you?
I do. It's in the closet.
Nice.
The only guitar I've ever gotten rid of, so that'd be a first. The only guitar I've ever sold was to Nolan when his burned up.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Showed him that Black Explorer. Then I bought the brown one that I play all the time today.
Nice. I think the first time I ever saw somebody play drums and think it was cool was I was at Bible camp. And we were getting ready for, assembly, and it was Bible camp, so we'd all get together and sing worship songs. And they didn't have a drummer that year, but my counselor, the guy that was in charge of our cabin, would always sit us front row right in front of where the drums were sitting. There was just a drum set sitting back there. And then one day, one of the kids was like, "Hey Miles, go play the drums." And it was kind of before it started. So he just walked up and he grabs the sticks and he sits down and he hit the bass drum one time and he pumped the hi-hat pedal one time. And then he put the sticks down.
Just one time.
That's all he did. And then he put the sticks down and walked back to the pew. And I remember just being like, that was so cool. And then I forgot about it. And then a couple years later, my parents were like, what do you want to learn for an instrument? And I was like, I want to learn the DJ. And they wouldn't let me do that. But
that's interesting that was your first DJ thing.
Well, it looked easy.
Oh.
And I think my brother and I were really into POD at the time. And they used that record scratching sound effect a lot. In one of the songs that we really liked. But I used to do this when I get really excited. And so my parents were like, you should stop doing that. We're going to get you drums. Probably the only parents ever to voluntarily offer drums to their kids. But yeah, it was never looked back.
Never looked back.
Never looked back. And the first kit was I
can't believe that you wanted to be a DJ. I never heard that before.
I didn't want to be a DJ. I had no idea what a DJ was. I just thought that looked easy. My brother was playing guitar, and I was like, that seems easy. Let's try that. It's cool. Well,
there was a lot of cool DJ looking stuff, like how common the wow became. You just knew it from.
Yeah, and in 2001, that was that's the cool guy over in the corner doing that thing that. But.
Do you remember that video of a DJ at a festival and I think Beetlejuice, the guy who was on Howard Stern all the time, comes up to DJ, but then the guy takes the board down and uses Beetlejuice's head to turn the thing instead of letting him do it.
Oh jeez. Poor Beetlejuice.
I know, poor guy. He's lived a good life though.
Yeah. But so the first drum set I ever got was a Percussion Plus 5-piece kind of beginner drum set. But we got a lot of use out of it. It was a beginner kit, but it was a lot of fun. And I remember we got it on a 90-day rent to own thing, and it was we can play it for 90 days, and then see are you still wanting to play it. And I remember by the time the 90 days came up, and my dad was like, "So what do you think? Do you want to keep doing this?" And it was wait, that's still an option? I'm doing this.
I found my identity.
Yeah, this is so yeah, that was a lot of fun. We really put a lot of.
Who was your teacher? Who was it?
So my first drum teacher was Steve Slosher, who ran a drum group called Sheltered Reality. Still does, actually. And they're turning 30 this year. And basically what they would do is get drummers, and they would go to high schools and churches and public events and set up all the drums. And like you're talking like 5 to 20 drummers and nobody else. They'd set up a PA system, and they would just play songs over the PA and drum along to it. But it would always be like, you know, we're going to kind of play part of the song, but then we're going to kind of play these like really flashy looking fills, you know, to make it a little more interesting, which was kind of fun. And so he had this program where you'd play, you know, a couple of songs, he'd talk for a little bit, he'd play some songs. And the main goal of the organization was originally to bring awareness to homelessness. And I think they've moved on to bullying at some point. But that got him on Ellen, and it got him to meet...
Ellen?
Yeah,
Really?
he was on Ellen, and he got to meet Katy Perry.
What?
So the bullying thing was a good move. Though I still think...
Dude, have you heard of bullying?
it's great, you should try it. No, but... Yeah. But it was a really good experience. We did it for a couple of years, and Adam played too. And we would just travel all around to different schools and churches and things and do those performances. And those were probably like the majority of my, like, not my first performance, but like I got a lot of performances. And eventually we quit because they were getting big enough that their radius was growing, and all the shows were just 4 or 6 hours away, and we just couldn't make them any. But it was fun. And they're doing a 30th anniversary show, and they're inviting every drummer who's ever played in Sheltered Reality to come back.
Wow.
It's in Indiana. So it's sometime in July. I think Adam and I might try to go.
Cool.
And, get in on that.
I didn't realize that was such a big deal.
Yeah, actually, when we moved to Columbia, we were here for like a year, and I thought, I wonder if Sheltered Reality is still a thing. And I pulled up their website, and they had literally played at a Columbia public school like the week before.
Huh.
So, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, but I didn't get to meet Katy Perry, unfortunately. Oh, well. Dave's here.
Is she dating that Canadian guy now?
I have no idea.
She's dating Trudeau.
Is she really?
Yeah.
You go to space once and you...
Yeah.
Oof.
And,
yeah. Well, hey, Dave's here, and he said something about missing the song drop. You have not missed the song drop,
yeah,
sir.
Missed it.
We're reminiscing on firsts because today's the first sponsored stream, Backwoods Taxidermy. Kale and Diana were kind enough to sponsor this stream, and they wanted to hear about firsts. So you're getting firsts, first instruments, shows, songs learned, and first debut of our new song.
Yeah. I think we decided to play it live here too. I think we were thinking about just playing the track, but we decided for the stream to be a little more special to actually play the new song Grandpa live. But I would like to read a little ad here, I think, for Backwoods Taxidermy though.
Hit it.
So Backwoods Taxidermy is a full-time taxidermy shop specializing in birds, located in Northeast Missouri with clients from Alaska to Mexico and throughout the continental United States. Cale Shoemaker, owner and master taxidermist, is acknowledged as one of the finest bird specialists in the county. In the country, not the county. In this country. God, dude, I about sold you short there.
Woo!
His techniques are tested and proven to be fast, efficient, highly accurate, and dynamically artistic. Let Cale and his crew take your expectations to the next level. No project is too big, too small, or too far away. And I got a whole bunch of spots here I'm going to throw up of times that he has been on the cover of Taxidermy Today, which is like 100. And these are amazing. They look so good, they look alive. I don't know.
New slogan.
It seems like a joke, but that's probably like...
I mean, hey, you know what? Kale, you can have that slogan for free.
Yeah. It looks so dang good, they could be alive. I don't know. That's... You know, like when you get into something new and then you like say the joke everybody said a million times, but you think it's funny because first time you heard it. That's probably how we are with Taxidermy tonight. It's like...
Fair enough.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna throw... let's do a big old gobbler here first.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what's going to happen here. Let's hope it... Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm going to see if it pulls up on...
Oh, maker. Look at that. Let's see here. Look at that. Look at that gob. Look at that. That's awesome. Alright, let's get another one going here.
Carol says, best advert I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
I appreciate you saying
praise.
that. There's another really good one. I like this one.
Oh.
These are all on the covers, too. Kale's a badass. If you kill a bird, gosh darn, he'll bring it right back to life, basically. It's beautiful. Let's see what I got. Actually, I don't even really know what that is. I assume it's some sort of turkey, but... Oh, it says right there. Oscillated turkey.
It's oscillating.
Yeah.
They're oscillating.
Check this one out. Look at that thing.
Ooh.
Kale, I saw you comment in there earlier. I'd like to know, do you have a bunch of mounts at your house? Like, is your house full of awesome taxidermy you've done? That one's beautiful. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Got a couple more I want to whip up. Here we go. Look at that. That's got to be before it got killed, right? Or does it just look that good?
That is...
Kale, when I die, I want you to do me. I want to look so gosh darn alive that nobody knows the difference. Put me out in the snow like this, just dicking with my arm, like in the...
Man, that is really incredible.
Yeah, I want you to come and do the thing in the casket where you pin me all up. Because everybody else always looks like ass, dude. But you can make me look as half as good as that snow goose there.
You gotta
shooey
get some... Tanner could use a few feathers.
I could. Yeah, you could put feathers on me too. I don't...
Nothing wrong with that.
Goddamn.
Man.
Oh, let me move us out of this way on this one. That's really cool. So you can see the whole head.
Oh, he says he's got almost no mounts in the house.
Really? He's like, I don't even really like birds.
Man, those are incredible.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not... the way I'm pulling these up, I feel is a little archaic. I'll get a little better at this as time goes on. This is the first time I've pulled anything up like this, but...
Well, I just can't wait till we're in the apocalypse someday, and we're all going to be, 90, sitting around the campfire, and there's going to be some little kid, and we're going to be like, back in my day, we used to be able to look at these little things and talk to people across the planet, and they're going to be like, okay, Grandpa, electricity is a myth.
Yeah, it's a myth.
I mean,
it never even happened.
Yeah. And we're just going to be like, you dang kids.
Alright. Now, what would be nice if old Streamlabs did here is made this getting back to your other pictures a little easier. I bet if you pay for it, there's you could probably make a whole deal.
Like a preset or something.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, yeah,
okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. Well, while you're doing that, though, I scrolled through our entire Instagram feed today to find the right date for our very first Comanchero show. And
wow.
That was March 25th, 2016, at the Bridge in Columbia. And I believe, was it your cousin, Black Daniels and the Bears, was supposed to play
Yeah,
this.
dude. Freaking dude let me down that day.
Yeah, they bailed last minute.
Yeah, 20 minutes before... It was literally almost last minute.
Yeah.
But, hope he's doing good out there. We've seen him a few times, and
yeah,
I don't ever bring it up. It's no big. But, remember Hallam pulled through and saved the day.
Yeah, that was great.
It was Blue Hearts Club, I think is what they were going by.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I forgot they played that, and they're really good.
Was that? And then the Kirksville one was the second night, right? It was our first weekend. We played here in Columbia at the Bridge, then we played Kirksville at What Was Wrong Daddy's at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they played that too?
I don't think... then we played with Black Daniels.
Okay.
Yeah.
They showed up and we were in their hometown. No, just kidding. Sort of.
Just kidding, but... That is how it happened.
I don't remember what it was, but it's no big deal. I'm sure somebody had a broken down car or something happens to everybody. But
yeah, those were the first two shows, and I think we got one photo from the first show.
This is why me and John next to each other.
Yeah, and somebody had left a music stand on the stage.
Yeah, it was John White.
And there's not anything on the music stand. Like, it was not being used. And it's this awesome picture of Tanner's like whipping his hair, and it looks so cool. And there's just a music stand, and it's one of those like spindly ones, so it's just like right in front of Tanner, and it's just like, man.
For any bands getting ready to go out there and do this stuff for the first time, I would highly encourage you to have no music stand even in the same vicinity of the building that you're going to be playing at.
Yeah, literally have them all removed.
Now, there are circumstances, like your horn section. To every rule, there's a law to break the rule. But for Rock Band, no music stands. And honestly, I had to get myself going with an iPad originally. But man, as quick as you can get that iPad and phone stuff off the stage, the better.
Yeah.
There's gigs where you need them. Certain types of gigs, but if you're gonna have like a rock band where you're writing tunes,
dude. But I mean, you got to the point pretty quick where you were doing 4 hours, no breaks, no assistance.
That is true.
I mean, you had a lot of songs memorized.
And I do have to thank the iPad for kind of getting me there, because that was, it's really scary. Like when you haven't even done an hour of covers, but you've signed yourself on for 4.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, I think it's almost like training wheels.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, get that stuff out of there as quick as you can.
It's a lot easier for drummers because we can like tape it to our bass drum, or like we can hide it a lot easier. But
oh, sure. Well, like you can have tricks,
sure.
But it's like the thing is like you don't want to ruin the illusion, Like you guys are coming in from outer space and you're giving a show. It's like, yeah, you might need some notes, but it's like don't have them between you and the photographer, catching all your. It's like here's actually an interesting one for anybody starting a band. It was a vocal teacher at McNally where I went to school. It was one of the things I've looked for ever since I heard her say it, and she was a vocal instructor, is that if you ever take the mic off of the mic stand, always put the mic stand behind you. Because a mic stand always collects eyes, and it's like the mic stand is not the star. It's like the mic stand always goes behind wherever you are if you take that mic out of it. Obviously, if you're using it for like a prop, it's totally cool it's in front of you, or you need it because you have a guitar or something. But don't ever just let an empty mic stand like be sitting in front of you, or even just up there taking up space like a person. So just get out of the way. Immediately needs to be removed, but everybody forgets that. So
I never would have thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Like sometimes we'll play with a band where there's like 3 singers up front and they'll want to leave the one in the middle.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, can you please strike that? It's like, it doesn't take any time. And it just like, it doesn't do this thing where now there's this focal point that people can focus on that's not somebody in the band.
And it subconsciously makes it like if we're opening and there's, you and John on the wings, and then that mic stand in the middle, it like subconsciously makes it seem like somebody's missing.
Yes.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Or like, what are they going to use that for?
Yeah.
And then you never do.
There you go.
Something else to think about.
Something else to think about. What do you think about, we've been going for about a half hour here. What do you think about playing a tune?
Yeah, let's play Grandpa.
Cool. You're probably going to need a little bit of room here. I need a little bit of tea.
Yeah.
So,
I can play something else while you're getting your tea, so I can save you for Grandpa. Or I can play it without you here, if that's what you'd rather.
I mean, I don't need to be here for it. It's your call. Your call.
You got that little cheat sheet anywhere that you're talking about?
I emailed it to you.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
What cheat sheet, Tanner? We just talked about not using...
This guy's always talking about emails, she-mails. You just can't shut him up. Just kidding. About the second part. Is that TOS? Is that TOS? Alright. Alright, everybody. Let me grab my guitar here. Oh, Toby. What are you doing down there? We're going to tune up here real quick. So, for anybody wondering, we've been recording the new album. We're halfway through getting her all completely done. And This is a song that I think we're gonna. It's a contender for being released first. I think we're still kind of going back and forth on what we want to put out first. But this song is it's one of the only songs that I would say is word for word true, actually. And like sometimes you exaggerate things. I've been known to ronify a story to make it a little more interesting. But this song is, Michael wrote it about spending the summers at his grandparents' house. It's called Grandpa. If I can keep from one of these. A little bit more here. But never before heard. And this song is completely finished, so maybe we'll drop the full track on next stream. But it's probably one of my favorites that we've done. Which I always like the ones everybody else writes more than me. Alright, let's see. Okay. Water's glass until the barges pass. I'm out here cutting the grass. What do you say? We take the day and get that boat where? Come on, Grandpa, down to the river bend. The weather's perfect and I sure could use a swim. I'll hitch the boat, you drop that rope. Come on, Grandpa, tell me where. Grandma waits, make sure we ate. She's got ice cream waiting on a paper plate. What do you say? We take the day and get that boat where? Come on, Grandpa, down to the river bend. The weather's perfect and I sure could use a friend. You grab the boat, I'll drop that rope. And come on, Grandpa, tell me where. Come on, Grandpa, down to the river bend. The weather's perfect and I sure could use a swim. You grab the boat and I'll drop that rope. Come on, Grandpa, tell me where. Come on, Grandpa, tell me where. Woo!
Sounded great, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I really love that song.
Yeah, I'm really really thankful for you, John, to work that one out. And I don't remember. I think you were saying the other day how that was kind of one of the more difficult ones to. Because like normally they just kind of come together, and when it clicks, and that one I felt like went through several revisions.
I was really passionate about the way my version of it turned out,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Which normally I'm like, no, John's is always better, and not that John's wasn't really good, but I think in that case, John's was like more what I would say like what you'd expect.
Okay.
I feel like this version of it ended up being a little more. There's like a couple twists and turns in it you might not see coming, and I thought that was lent a little more to the tune.
Yeah.
So, but
Nice.
But, it might be kind of fun. Maybe later we record it in John's version. We'll see.
Hey, yeah.
See how much mine sucks. Even I'll have a head start on all the views and everything.
Well, but I'm really thankful. And I heard you saying, I was listening from the kitchen while I was getting my tea, just about this song being like pretty much the only one that's like word for word true.
Yeah.
Like we wrote Train Bridge. And I wrote that about growing up next to the train bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and all the kids would go down there and hang out and smoke cigarettes and stuff. But I was like 12 when I was there, so like I was like watch them go down to the. I never.
Yeah.
I never went down. I never actually got to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is actually one that is just like happened. Like my grandpa lived right on the Mississippi, and you walk out his back door, and like 30 feet there's just this sheer drop off down to the Mississippi, and it's just like
I'm gonna grab some while you're doing that.
just wild steep, and it just had trees and little brush and things growing on it. And when every year it kind of started to pick up, where it'd be like, let's clear out some of that brush. So my brother and I'd get down there, and we'd just start like hacking away at these trees and stuff, and then the next year we got a little bit farther, and eventually we got the whole thing cleared where it was just mowed essentially. And we would then we would do that like every August. We'd go back and we would just clear out any of the trees, clip them off, and and you're standing on ground that's that steep, and then get out the weed eaters and just weed eat the whole thing to a yard basically. Oh my gosh. Incoming. But yeah, it was fun. And then, we'd work till about 2, and then, Grandma would be like, all right, we'd have lunch and maybe go back out for a little bit. But then Grandma would make sure we got all cooled off. And yeah, that's where I learned to water ski too. So what,
Well, one of the things about being in a band is that once you're done playing, you get to have a little fun. Here, check that. Testing.
oh gosh.
So I brought some. Here, that way, really. Got my Willie's remedy here. We're gonna dip into.
Oh man.
You want some?
I'm good.
Never remember anything ever again.
I like remembering things. Woo! Mike Whiteside asked if that was Ralph. Actually, that was John, Ralph's son. So Ralph was my great grandpa. And if anybody doesn't know, I tell the story any chance I get. Two fun facts. I was born in the same town as Wyatt Earp, and my great grandpa Ralph was friends with
Steven Seagal. I don't know. What am I supposed to say? I don't know.
Charles Lindbergh. Sorry, I couldn't think of it.
How was I supposed to whip that one out? Oh, that's the plane guy.
Yeah, the plane guy.
Yeah. That's a really fascinating story.
We've got a really fun picture because my grandpa was really into planes, and he's in the Illinois Aviation Hall of Fame. Actually, I didn't know if you knew that. But
Your grandpa?
Yeah, my great grandpa.
In the Aviation Hall of Fame?
The Illinois Aviation.
Yeah, that's
Hall of Fame.
dope.
But he was part owner of a airfield in Monmouth. Thank you. Enjoy it.
Half.
Part owner in a airfield, and that's where Lindbergh would stop on his way to doing the mail runs. And there's this really great picture. If I send it to you, could you pull it up?
I could.
Oh, dude. It's a really great picture of my great grandpa, and Charles Lindbergh. Which email are you signed into?
Comantrero.
Okay.
Band.
We've got so many emails for this band. It's ridiculous. Let's see if I can.
We do have a lot of emails. And Michael's other favorite thing.
Oh, jeez.
I got these for my birthday from my mom. She was really like, "Oh, that's just for fun." I was like, "This is my favorite part of the whole thing." Like she's like, "Oh, that's not really." Like, what do you mean? Those are awesome.
Those are pretty spectacular.
She got me a lot of awesome stuff, but I'll tell you what, I was very drawn to these when I opened the thing up. I just hooked on my button and it pulled my phone.
You got that email? Can you pull up that picture?
Yeah, I will.
Hey Jamie, can you pull that up?
I will.
So my grandpa, or no, I'm sorry, my uncle told me a story which I think might actually have turned out not to be true.
He said Comantrero Band?
Yep. You might refresh it.
Oh.
But he said that they would run liquor up to the Quad Cities from Kentucky. And what those little planes would do is they would have one tank full of fuel, and then they would leave one tank empty, and then they would fill it with moonshine. And then they would fly and stop at my great-grandpa's airfield and then refuel the other tank because they couldn't make it all the way there on one tank. And then they'd give them a little bit of moonshine for keeping it quiet. Now, there is debate as to whether that was true or not, but it was a cool story. And
check this picture out.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm just going to mute us for a second here so you can...
Mute us?
Just so you can see the picture.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How cool is that? So which one's your great grandpa?
On the right there with the big ears.
And left is who's Lindbergh?
Charles Lindbergh.
He looks like Mark Hamill.
Whoa, he does.
Do you know who the other guys are?
I do not. Fun story. We won't get too political, but I just found out that Charles Lindbergh was really political in the America First movement back in his day. I didn't even know that was a thing that was around that long.
What era is that, like post World War II?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean this would have been like 50s, 60s.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So that grandpa's son, John, is the one that we would clear the bank for and take us water skiing, and Grandma Peg, she'd make sure that those are those little Swans ice cream cups that we talked about, and she'd always have for us. And I honestly, until like you guys started talking about, I didn't know Schwann's had anything but ice cream.
Oh yeah,
I just thought they just had ice cream cups. Like what else could you need?
I used to really love my mom would get these frozen bags of beef tips that were incredible.
Yeah.
And ice cream sandwiches. That was my, the dessert favorite. But we also got chicken cordon bleu from there. That was really good.
Cordon bleu.
What else we got for first, dude?
Oh yeah.
Dude, John doesn't even give a crap. He is somewhere out there. At $20, dude's playing World of Warcraft right now. It's the only reason he wouldn't be checking his phone.
I'm gonna say, you know what? $20, he's working on a car.
All his cars run though.
I mean, they run.
He could be working on a car.
But that's why they run.
Nothing runs like a deer.
They run because he works on them.
John Deere.
So I wanted to mention, we were talking about first. This is not music related, but my first gun was a 410 H&R single shot shotgun.
Nice.
I got it for Christmas when I was 7 years old. And
I have an interesting first gun story.
Yeah, what's your first gun?
My dad bought me a New England Youth 20 gauge single shot hinge shotgun before I was born. And it was waiting for me when I was big enough to shoot it.
That's awesome.
And he bought it out at the Rutledge Dog and Gun Auction, if any of you guys, which I'm sure all you North Missouri folks have been there at some point.
Where
town is called Rutledge. If that's
Rutledge.
What yeah.
Actually, what I meant to say was, when were you of age that you could shoot it?
I took the hunter safety course, I think, when you're like 11.
Okay.
So my first turkey season probably would have been when I was 11. But I know I shot it before that, but
Sure.
probably 9 or 10 maybe.
Okay.
I mean, it's still, a pretty big little gun, so.
Sure.
I'd shot other things, I think, before that, but that was like my first gun that he bought me when I was little. Nice. I had a Red Ryder, too, when I was little, so.
Perfect.
I shot that a ton.
If anybody else got any first guns, drop them in the chat.
Yeah, Carol, he probably is working on a tractor.
Dave asks, did we know what happened to the Lindbergh baby? No, but I am wide open to all the conspiracy theories on that. And he has a book, the son has a book at a local antique mall here. And I've seen it for years, and I've thought about buying it just out of the complete self-absorbed desire to see if my great-grandpa was mentioned. But I'm going to get it now because I want to start looking into why. Because the whole thing of him getting kidnapped is much more juicy, knowing that Charles was into politics. So,
I'm just performing for Josh. Well, you've done your story.
Yep. Ooh. Dave said he got a 311 Stevens 20 gauge side by side. Nice.
Yeah, I feel like that part in Django Unchained was like, I can't see shit out of these things. Hang on, I got another list of first here. All right, first album you ever had?
Ooh. I tried to think about that. I think the first CD I ever got that was like my own was Not Ashamed by the Newsboys.
Oh.
But probably the first one that I ever got that I really dug into and like really changed a lot was Exit Stage Left by Rush.
Interesting.
That live album was really good.
Yeah, my first one, I'm trying to remember. So, I think...
Shout out to the Australians for Josh there.
Yeah. So, I have a couple that I think could be contenders. So, weirdly, when we were in elementary school, the Backstreet Boys did this weird thing where they sent little EPs out to schools. And it was like the record. It was the full record. It was the album that came out before Millennium or whatever it was called.
Okay.
And each grade got one section of the record. There was like a blue, a green, and a red one.
Nice.
So like the kids in the classes had to intermingle to get the whole thing, right?
That's smart.
And so I got one of those. So that's probably like one of the first CDs I received. But I had a Cabbage Patch Kids tape when we were little. And that's that song me and Bailey played when we were in Illinois. Which I'd still love to get the track, which I'm sure they have. Because they save everything.
They do, yeah.
But my mom got me a live Three Doors Down CD in a stocking when I was probably like 6th grade.
Okay.
And that was the first time I'd heard the song That Smell. I didn't know it was a Skinner tune.
Whoa.
I didn't realize they covered it on that live record. So that's kind of one of the first ones I remember listening to a lot. But I got a cool little CD player when I was probably in middle school. That's when and then I joined one of those CD clubs or tape clubs, depending on. I think they did it on 8-track too, but everybody ripped them off. Where you paid like a 1 penny and you got like 18 CDs free.
Wow.
And then you just would cancel it and do it again, cancel it and do it again. And that's when I started going down through the rock chart and just picking out like. That's where I got like Master of Puppets,
nice.
Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses, Back in Black, AC/DC. Like I just had basically the top 20 rock records, like Nevermind, Nirvana, like I think it was like Stone's Greatest Hits, like Zeppelin early and later days.
Nice.
So that was kind of a neat little crash course in all that stuff, which obviously, like I'd listen to a bunch of my mom's records all the time too. Like I remember Queen was one of my favorites that Mom had, and one of my favorite live records is the REO Speedwagon live.
Oh.
That record rules. Mom had that one. Led Zeppelin 4 she had, which is where I heard all the like Led Zeppelin stuff first. I remember the Battle of Evermore always scared me. That's the folky tune about Lord of the Rings. I remember like listening to it once, and I was scared in the basement, and I had to go up because it scared me so bad.
It's pretty. I get it.
It's creepy.
It's cool you mentioned the REO Speedwagon one because my parents really like that record.
Yeah, it's great. That's a really good live record.
They always, I think there's a song on there that they always try to get us to do, and I never remember what.
Probably Ride the Storm Out.
No, it's the one where like the vocal, it's like a dueling solo between the vocals and the guitar.
Oh.
And
I'm sure I know the tune, but
yeah, but anyway, it's a really cool little section.
They're one of those bands that I don't think gets the legacy credit like they should.
Yeah.
You know, REO Speedwagon's like dope. And like, you know all the tunes. I maybe because they're a little heavy on the ballads, but I think they should at least get as much credit as like Styx.
Oh yeah.
You know, for that sort of like arena 70s rock.
Yeah.
I think isn't the heard it from a friend who heard that you've been messing around. That's REO, isn't it?
Is it?
Go, go, go. Na, 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 na.
Oh, my dad said 157 Riverside Avenue.
Oh, nice.
Do you know that?
I don't. I mean, I know that record backwards and forwards. So, I mean, I'm sure I know the tune. I just don't know the name. But
okay, I'm sorry, Dad. It's taken years, but we'll get there. I promise.
I think at one point we did learn Riding the Storm Out, like early, like when we were still doing like Priest, and I think we might play like one time at like down at Lake of the Ozarks, and like that was it or something.
Man, I don't remember.
I remember ripping the riff once when there was a storm rolling in. Everybody was like, "Ooh!" I remember that. But maybe it was that. Maybe I just played the riff and like did the first verse or something.
It did rain that night, like the one time we played at the lake.
Yeah,
it did really.
So
I just wanted to go back here in the chat. Carol said she's a OG Newsboys fan. Awesome, you rule. And Mike said 2112. Temples of Xerxes is one of my all-time favorite songs ever. And Mike, I don't know, you've seen Rocktopus with us at Rascals, right? They always do a medley of like a bunch of cool tunes.
Yeah, I can see my glasses on that.
And they throw Temples of Xerxes in there in the middle, and it's always my favorite. Yeah, it's good.
What about first concert you saw?
I think that would also be the Newsboys.
Oh wow.
We
all newsed out over here, brother.
Dude, it's those Australian Christian pop bands, man. They're unbeatable.
Oh, they're Australian.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bass players from New Zealand, but they played in Burlington, Iowa, and the OC Supertones opened for them, and it was a really great show.
Nice.
And they were one of the first bands. Well, not first bands, but they were one of the few bands like Motley Crue would do the rotating drum riser.
Yeah.
They had that where they would do like because the singer. Okay, all right. Let me break it down for you. So they had a singer, they had a drummer, they had another drummer they felt sorry for, so they let him play like drums on the side. And then
why'd they just have another drummer they felt sorry for there?
I don't know, but it worked out because the singer eventually was like, "Yo, I don't want to front a band anymore. I'm going back to Australia." He split, so the drummer became the singer. Ironically, looked exactly the same. They sound exactly the same. They're both bald. They both have Australian accents. It's wild.
Whoa.
But then the drummer they felt sorry for then became the regular drummer, and it worked out really well. But they would then go do double drum solos, and then it would spin, and like they'd be spinning. Well, it was sweet.
That's really cool.
And the whole time you're just like, Jesus is awesome! And they wrote some really good tunes.
Jesus!
I mean,
yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
it was sweet. And really...
Oh, Carol saw Rascal Flatts. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
I bet that... by Shelter. That was cool. They were cool. They were like the #1 country band at one time.
Yeah, I bet they put on a really good show.
Yeah. They ain't gotta be ashamed of that. Hey, what was that guy's name who did that song Front Porch Looking In? I love that song. Yeah, I thought it was the Rascal Flatts there for a second. It was like, but the view I love the most was my front porch looking in. And it's like, I got a carrot top who can barely walk with a sippy cup of milk. A little blue-eyed blonde with the shoes on wrong. I guess she likes to dress herself.
Lone Star.
Lone Star. Yeah, they were very like Rascal Flatts in my mind, but maybe one of these days we'll get to play with them at a county fair somewhere.
That would be sweet. Dude, did you know that Nickelback just did a song with Shenandoah?
No.
Yeah. Like,
Dude, what's that big one of theirs, Shenandoah?
I don't know.
It's, you'll know it, like, it's, I was just saying it the other day, and somebody's like, oh, that's Shenandoah. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's see. 2 Dozen Roses?
Yes. But I had 2 dozen roses. We were playing at Nash Vegas. That's where it came
Oh,
out.
nice.
It's
So-
like, if I had 2 dozen roses, would it change your mind? Is the...
Dude,
What a good
I
song.
want to dig into them because Becky and I were going on a butt rock binge on the way up to Illinois the other day.
Mhm.
So I was pulling up Nickelback and stuff, and I saw Nickelback had a new song out, and I was like, oh, okay. The Church of Cumberland Road, the Church on Cumberland Road, and I was like, that just does not seem like a Nickelback song. And they just did a Shenandoah cover with them like guesting on it,
Oh, wow.
and it was
Cool.
really good.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
You know, Nickelback and Creed are one of those where I'm like, dude,
Dude.
where did the hate come from?
So good, both of them.
Now that I'm becoming a little more conspiratorial as I'm older, I want to find out whose money went towards making everybody hate those guys. Because, like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why everybody hates them.
I mean, Scott Stapp did kind of implode a little bit.
Yeah, but what's the excuse for Nickelback? All they've ever done is just put out solid record after solid record. I don't even think they have a blemish on their, you know.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Nash Vegas is in Columbia, Missouri. Actually, as far as firsts,
Hey.
that might be the place Michael and I played together first.
Yeah.
It's
Probably
very
was.
possible.
Yeah.
One of the first. So this sponsored thing, this idea here came from Kale. So we have a thing on our website. If anybody would like to sponsor a stream of something that they'd like for us to talk about or get into like this, it's on our website, right? You can buy that.
And I'm really sorry. The add to cart button is like red for some reason. I don't know why, so it's really hard to see. I'm trying to fix it, but it's being a real pain. So look really hard and there's an add to cart button, and you can basically sponsor the stream and we'll talk about whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, but like Carol, it doesn't, I get it, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, it doesn't make sense why everybody turned on him. And Dave, it's like, but that, by that standard, we couldn't even like bands like AC/DC or Pink Floyd or anybody who's ever like made money, you know? It's like, I don't know why they even say that about them. Dude, and that one Creed album that has the "Hold Me Now, I'm 6 feet," dude, I burned that freaking CD to the ground.
Just lasered it straight through.
Have you looked at the cover of that one lately?
Oh.
What's
What's
this is early computer generation art. Withered, I think. Creed Withered. It's like a tree, and then their faces are just sort of like kind of digitally. It's that video, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. It looks like some spooky early Windows 98 PC game where it's like ghosts or the something. I don't know. But...
Dude, that is great. Oh. How could you not love that?
I don't know. So my first, I kind of have 2 first concerts. Well, okay, so my real first big one I went to was Yellow Card. Came to Truman State University in my hometown, and they played in the Bass. They played in the Bass. That's the one.
Sorry.
Of all the bands that like stereotype lame, it's like that's the one where we're like. They have a violin player now. So I think me and AJ went to that one. We were probably like 12 or 13.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, it was the first time like a touring rock band had come to Kirksville in my lifetime.
Okay.
Like back in the day, you know, they talked about like REO Speedwagon coming to Kirksville all the time and partying at the hotel that is Jack Pulis's little burned down Mecca thing there on 63 that the homeless people have turned into like a Baghdad looking area over there where they've got the truck they roll as the gate and cops can't come in.
Whoa.
I know, it's a real bad deal. He actually had to go to jail because he tried to run one of them over with a car. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Yellow Card, which I actually kind of remember sucking. And one of the first ones, I would say the first one I remember seeing after I played guitar was I saw Rapid Transit at the Harley Davidson shop in Columbia. We traveled down here to see Mike Tripp's band play.
Oh, nice.
And Dennis Gregory was playing guitar, which he's like a buddy that now I've known as an adult for a decade, and he's really awesome. He's got 2 or 3 of the Warren Haynes signature Les Pauls, which are really killer and hard to find. I think 2 of them are like within 10 serial numbers or something wild. Mike Tripp was my first teacher, and he was playing bass at the time. And it was just bad to the bone. It was so cool. And they were playing like all the stuff probably that we play when we do covers now. It's like,
yeah.
And then I want to say the one where I really felt impacted, though, where I was like, dude, I just want to do this, nothing but this, was when I saw Dragon Force the first time when I was 16. Yes. And Mom drove us down for, I guess, probably just because they were close. I don't know if it was an occasion. It was nice out, so it wouldn't have been my birthday. But I remember me, and I want to say Anthony Capuano, probably Zon Algaleith was there, maybe just the 3 of us. Drake Titus might have been there. I forget, but I remember like several moments where I was like, like Herman Lee's like pointing at me while he's doing a solo.
Oh my god!
I climbed up on this thing at one point because like we were in the pit, but you could get up higher.
Yeah. And
the security's yelling at me and stuff, but everybody's like kind of hanging on, and I'm or ZP Thart, Zip. Of the singer, who's kind of doing a little comeback thing right now, and he was also the singer for Skid Row there for a while when Sebastian Bach wasn't in the band, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But he was like looking at me, pointing at me with the mic, and it was so cool. I remember like I couldn't even sleep. I was so pumped up by how awesome it was. I was like, that's all I want to do,
dude.
It's like I don't want to do anything else.
Inhuman Rampage is a fantastic album.
Oh, it's amazing. It really is. It's and weirdly, unique too. Like you think, like even if you listen to power metal albums, it's not similar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's not really like electronic music either. Like there's elements of it where you can be like, okay, we're kind of getting into the electronic realm here, but and it's like a lot of stuff's probably programmed, copy and pasted, cut and paste from Pro Tools. Like it's probably kind of a, but for now, today's standards, like that's all anybody does anyway. So it's like at the time, everybody's like, well, I don't know if you played the whole solo from start to finish, but dude, Dragon Force rules. They're just so cool. I love them.
So cool.
I really don't like the new singer though. That's why I don't really listen to it anymore. I listen to all the ZP stuff, but
dude, I got really excited when I saw they had a song about Warhammer, and I listened to it, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I was really bummed.
The first single they put out with that guy was like. So, it's called Cry Thunder, and the hook is like, Cry Thunder! Da, 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 da. But he does this weird thing where I really don't like when people who are like operatically influenced or trained do the really lame fake vibrato thing. The and he does that stuff.
You should put that in one of our new songs.
Yeah. Cry Thunder! It's like, dude, not doing it for me. Not doing it for me.
Man. Carmen says her first concert was Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, wow.
Illinois State Fair.
That's pretty crazy.
That's awesome. I bet that was fun. Hey, Bottom Dwellers Polling Team. So,
no covers in Oklahoma. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, the first song I ever learned was Bon Jovi, It's My Life.
Oh, Dave said it's hard to see the button. Dave's been trying.
Yeah, I know.
Dave's been trying to freaking buy streams like nobody's like they're going to like we're on hospice over here. But
I'm sorry, it's easier on a computer. If you want to sponsor a stream, it's much easier to see on a computer for some reason. I don't know why. I'm trying to fix it, but I almost broke our website the other day trying to do it. So actually, literally fixed it at like 8:02 while we were trying to get the stream up. So.
Yeah. You think John's here yet?
Yeah, he's just been waiting for you to let him in the stream for like...
Dude, he's going to feel like a real idiot later. We'll never know what he did first or anything.
No. Well, we knew that he missed his first No Call, No Show stream.
Yeah.
So that's still the first. So what was your first song you learned?
Hell's Bells.
Nice.
100%. Let's see if I still know it.
Dude. Oh, Dave figured it out. Nice.
whereas a guitar riff, you're like, is that always playing under there? That's an interesting thing when you start playing guitar, is like how simple some of the stuff is when you're like, dude, that part's so cool though. Yeah. And it's like, it's really a combination of the vocals, the bass, the drums, and you're like, yeah, the guitar is just kind of like, or it's just not the focus at the moment, you don't realize it, but
yeah,
it's kind of an interesting thing about digging into some of your favorite songs on an instrument you know.
James Bray's here.
No, he's not.
Well,
James Bray? Where?
Oh, well, I lost it.
James Bray sucked his comment back.
Dude, that's wild. I swear I just saw it there. It said King James Bray, and it said something about Missouri.
James.
Oh, hey, yeah. There he is. King James Bray.
My brothers miss you and come to the Northeast Coast. Dude, James, what are you even doing over there, man? Let's get him in here. Let's phone him in. How do we phone this guy in?
I don't know. You're the tech guy here.
Yeah. I don't know how that ended up being the case, because I'm an idiot.
Well, it happened because your computer could actually run the software to do the stream.
Sure.
I have 2 computers, and both of them are old enough that they could not function. They work fine, but they could not handle the software too. So
I'll tell you an old Comanchero's motto here, everybody, that we've lived by this entire time, whether or not we say it out loud very often, that the Comancheros will win, but it might have to be by the process of erosion. Not in conventional ways where like anybody likes us, but it's just like they just never leave.
That's the goal.
Dude, how many bands come and gone? You know, it's like,
dude, it was wild when I told you that I went back because I was looking for
5 years ago. It was wild. Like, and then there's been a whole other slew since then.
There's been a whole other slew that have come and gone, but like. I scrolled all the way back to our first post on Instagram to find that date for our first show, and just seeing like who we were playing with, and like Alec Davis, playing around. You know, it was just like all these people. Like the Travis Foyts, I think, was the like earliest person I saw that was like still active, and he's doing better than ever. So.
Dude, Travis kills. Yeah. We got a flyer up at the store right now for a Travis gig.
Nice.
I got a cool Jake Stringer shirt on.
Oh, dude.
Is Jake from down south?
He's like Ozark.
Ozark, okay. I was like, I don't think he's as far as Springfield, but I know. And you know, remember he played with like Porter Union on drums there forever. So
they were from
Springfield. I think that's why I thought he lived there. But Jake's awesome. For anybody who hasn't listened to him, Jake Stringer, cool alien on a sweet robot horse shirt. He's rad. He's really good. Just listen to him.
Yeah, and that's actually a pretty good representation of Jake.
Yeah,
on the horse there. I mean, that looks just like him. It's wild.
He actually just looks like a... They should have put a beard and long hair on him if it was going to be Jake.
Yeah. He is a very handsome man.
Yeah. Yeah, killer. Very, very, very good.
Great singer.
Probably not supposed to say killer, and I just keep saying it over and over again. I don't mean it in that way.
Come on.
These guys gotta get hip with my almost Gen X lingo I have here. I'm a millennial. I was born 1990, January 2nd. Michael, are you a millennial?
1990, September 26th.
Oh, we got both be millennials then.
I think we qualify.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Caleb Atwood. He's great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Dude, there was a fun story when my whole family lives in a town that I grew up in that's 350 people. And, you know, there hasn't been live music there since, like, my punk band played in the park in, like, 2002. And then a couple years ago, my brother, like, sent me a picture of Caleb Atwood. And I was like, whoa, where'd you run into Caleb? And he's like, he's playing in Biggsville. I was like, what? And there was, like, some event. They have, like, a wedding venue there. And they were having, like, a private event. I mean, not private, but they were having an event there. And Caleb was playing. So
yeah, Caleb's one too, like where we've known him, which he's quite a bit younger than us, I think.
I think so.
But it's been cool to, like, you know, we kind of met him as, like, I think just becoming an adult.
Yeah.
And just see how much he's, like, grown as a person and a songwriter. He's gotten married. I mean, it's like, you know, I remember, like, when he was kind of sad and single kid.
Yeah.
Now he's like
he's married,
grown-ass, awesome man.
Yeah.
And he's always been just nicest, kindest guy ever. I mean, just always good, always really awesome.
Yeah, that's a oft overlooked thing. You know, when people get really excited about who they are or something, and it's just really refreshing. And that's something if you're playing in a band and you want to be like, how do I get gigs? And it's like, I will tell you, I would rather have Caleb Atwood play a show with us because he's nice to hang out with for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Than somebody who's like gonna maybe pull a few more people, but like it's like, oh gosh, I have to like sit there and listen to them talk about how awesome they are, and it's just like you just don't want to be that guy. And Caleb is not that guy. He is a great guy. So
yeah, great dude. Yeah, man, just meeting people you actually want to be around. It seems menial, and it seems like it's just like a no-brainer common sense thing, but it is crazy, that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So many names I wish I could say that I don't like when they're around, but I won't. Can't do it.
That all of a sudden you think, you know what? I gotta go fix something in the trailer. I gotta.
Tanner couldn't do it, but Bug-Eye Benjamin can. Okay. Got any other good firsts here?
Oh, well, they mentioned, Cale had said something about what's the first song off the new album. And so I think Grandpa will probably be the first single that we put out. Mm-hmm. But we've decided, we have a song called The End, which is about the end of the world. And it's going to definitely be the first track, because it's funny that the song called The End is track number 1.
Let me see if I can.
Can you remember it?
How's it go?
It's not Train Bridge.
Is it? That's not it, right?
No. That's Pedal Steel Prayer.
No, that's Riff Raff. That's AC/DC.
So right? It's like the kind
of... I have no idea. I don't remember how it goes. I haven't played it since we recorded it.
The riff kind of sounds like Train Bridge.
Dude, I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to... If somebody could tab that out when it comes out so I can get back into it, that'd be awesome.
Well, we actually don't have that one recorded yet, so...
Oh, crap. Are you serious?
We've got demos.
Jeez Louise.
We've got demos for everything.
How am I ever going to remember the dang?
Oh, Vince.
Dude, you know what? You know what Vince did? He was in probably a blacked out Escalade. I think it was probably like an Escalade.
Probably.
We're just kind of standing there, 3 pump chumps. The Escalade comes by, that little window. Comes down, kind of did the... And then, do you remember what he said?
No.
I think it was just like, Camancheros! And then just, or like, he probably didn't say her name. He said her name during the show when he was announcing us. I mad at him. But I think he was more like, hey, boys. And then it was just like, right back up. But he did say our name during the show, so like when we play with bigger people, you're always kind of like really crossing your fingers that they'll not just say the opener was awesome.
Yeah. Which
they kind of, it's like they never come out and say, oh, they suck, even if they thought they did. But if they say your name, you can at least hope that maybe they actually did think it was pretty good. And he did say her name, so that's cool.
Yeah. And it was fun because we played with him up in Sturgis. Or no, we played with, he played at Sturgis, we played the next night. And that's when he pissed all over our green room, which was hilarious.
Did we ever tell that full story on here? We did that last time?
I don't remember if we did.
Well, let's back it up a bit here.
Okay. So we went to go play, technically the biggest stage at Sturgis.
Yeah.
And he had played...
Shade Valley, always very good to us.
Oh, yeah. Super nice people.
But you got to back up, too. This is the year we lost our voices.
Oh, man.
So there's, more to this where... So one of the things we learned about Sturgis is that you should probably only be there, 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
I think this first one, we had 8 shows, but there was even days in between. So we were there pretty well full 7 days.
Yeah.
I mean, if we played 8, it had to be a week and a half.
I think it was 10, because we did 3 at the Iron Horse downtown. We did 3 at the Steel Pony Campground, and then I think we had a day or 2 off. And then we had 2 days at Shade Valley.
Yeah.
And then while we were up there, we got the offer to play with Vince Neil back in Lake of the Ozarks.
But I think that was after we lost our voices that we got the offer.
Because there was like wildfires up in Canada or something.
All right, we got back up. That's why we're losing our voices.
Yeah.
So the wildfires. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to be chronological.
You back it up.
I'm sorry. I don't. So you go back. So which we've been there a ton of times now. It's not normal for like it to be so cloudy that you can't see the sun.
Yeah.
And that's how cloudy it was from the smoke. So what we can assume is from just being at Sturgis the first time, drinking every day, having a good time, and then staying up late, getting up early, was probably hard on our vocal cords anyway. But this smoke just totally done us in. Me and John both. And I think at that point I was probably singing more of the set, but John probably had like 25%. Yeah. And so then we get this offer to like open for Vince Neil down at the Lake of the Ozarks, and it's like, but we're in South Dakota, Sturgis, and it's going to be, so he's at Sturgis too, Vince Neil, and he's going to play like a day before us, head out, so he got like a day in between this trip. But for us, that drive was like, I mean, it
was like 15 hours.
Yeah, and like the tail end of the last show, we drove nonstop and made it like in time for sound check. That's how close we were pushing it. But we were like, well, do we accept it? We have to open for Vince Neil, but it's like neither John or I can sing. So I think we had maybe 2 Shade Valley shows left. Mm-hmm. And John was kind enough to say like, okay, well, in this opening set, you'll sing everything because it's our short set. It's our like 30-minute set or something, right? And it's probably originals. So like, I would sing all that. So he's like, I'll burn through these last ones. So we switched over to all the songs that John sings, or ones that he could sing that I normally sing. And John basically just destroyed his voice for the next 3 days. Like, couldn't speak at all. So that I didn't have to sing for 3 days. And remember we kept driving down to the grocery store to get me those cough drops and hot water and honey. And I remember Adam came in really clutch, like constantly like feeding me all this stuff to like, and I'm not speaking, I'm not singing, trying to just like sleep as much as possible. And then back to where you're at in it.
So then we got out to Shade Valley, and Vince had played there the night before. And we got there, and they were like, hey guys, so here's the stage. This would have been like, they had like a trailer just set next to the stage, and they're like, this is the green room, but we can't use it right now. So
it's condemned.
Yeah, it's condemned. Vince Neil got a hold of it. So apparently what had happened was he had Grey Goose vodka on his rider. So they had, bottles of Grey Goose in there for him. And then he changed it to Tito's at the last minute. Like, I don't know, maybe...
And they bought all the Grey Goose.
They'd already bought the Grey Goose. So they were just like, you know what, it's vodka, it'll be fine. So they just didn't change it. And they didn't think it'd be a problem. But they said
Can I do the voice when we get to that part?
And they said he pulled in, went straight into the green room, straight back out, and yelled,
"Where the F is the Tito's?" Just screamed it.
And then they also told him that he wasn't allowed to do any hard drugs. And they said he lined something up on his arm and did it right before he went on stage. And then they got into the green room at the end of the night, and he had peed all over it.
Yeah, they said he just literally pissed on everything.
Yeah.
I don't even know how man has that much piss. Like, how can you ruin an entire camper with piss? Like, how could it be so bad?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't clean it up in, like, 5... Like, how much piss is it that you couldn't get rid of, like, the majority of the problem in, like, 10 minutes?
Dude, that man must have been bursting. But
he looks like he's freaking burst. You shouldn't say stuff like that.
but we played 2 nights at Shade Valley.
That time...
No. So I think we did 2, but it was like they were staggered. We went there earlier in the week or something, and then I don't remember. I'm sorry.
And Shade Valley is always a little different because it's the farthest, like, I think, away from Sturgis too. So we kind of get out like in the kind of the selling awesomeness of that place is like you're at Sturgis, but you're like in a peaceful area camping, and you can ride in town, do all the crazy stuff, go back home, and you sleep, and there aren't motorcycles everywhere. So it's actually, they call it a resort. It's more of like you pull a camper up there, you can like take off a ride and go through the Black Hills, Mount Rushmore, and don't have to deal with necessarily Sturgis until you want to. But
yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah, and the team is always really awesome, and we love everybody who works there. Another funny thing I remember about that was that the guy who kept attending to Vince all night, said every time he talked to Vince, Vince was still mad, slamming the door. And there was a point, remember, and he was bringing him steaks, multiple steaks, like. He'd brought him multiple meals while he was waiting to play.
That's right.
And so this kid had come multiple times. And at the end, he asked him if he'd sign him something. Remember?
Yeah.
And I think what they said he did was just... Ha! and slam the door. Not slap him. Slam the door in the kid's face.
Jeez.
Who've been to the piss math.
Yeah, so then we we got done with our last show there. And packed up as quick as we possibly could. Ran into the showers and just like rinsed off because we were like disgusting and sweaty, and then got in the van, and my brother just slammed Monster Energy drinks and drove us 15 hours overnight. And like Tanner said, we literally just like pulled in just in time for sound check.
And we've got a really cool picture your dad took.
Yeah,
right out front of there, and I thought I had it framed in here actually, but it's like we're out in the. So this was a resort in the Ozarks. So like. Half of the resort was really nice. The other half was like literally falling in. It was really strange. Like it looked like a meteorite had landed on one side of it, and they just never fixed it. But so the shot of us is like it's kind of the gravel behind us.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's a really cool picture. I remember we have our really burnt out like burgundy outfits.
Yeah.
We're all like sunburnt. That's a cool photo. It was like kind of a triumphant like we made it.
Yeah.
I'm glad Terry got a picture of that. And I want to say last week, too, when I said I didn't do anything for my birthday, I did do something for my birthday. Terry took me out to eat barbecue for my birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm sad I didn't mention that before. And it's not that it wasn't memorable. I'm just an idiot. Again.
Idiot!
It was great. I really appreciated that.
It was fun. Nice family dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So
Michael and Becky were also present, which was awesome.
I was there. I had wings.
Yeah, it was good.
Dude, speaking of my parents doing unexpected things, so, I was up in Illinois this weekend.
Yeah.
And then came home Sunday. Yesterday, today's Tuesday, right?
Correct.
Yeah, yesterday, evening, it was like 7 o'clock, and I was home. Becky and I were just like, we go to bed at like 9 o'clock. And so we were just like starting to wind down, finishing dinner. And my dad texted me a picture of our countertops. And he's like, got your countertops in? And I was like, they like literally drove down Monday morning.
Oh.
And we're working on the house. We had no idea they were even there.
Oh.
And they
that's all.
Got the back posts sorted. And
what were you doing then?
Well, I was just working.
In Illinois?
On Monday?
Okay. Sorry. I'm tracking wrong on the days.
Yeah.
My bad.
So Monday,
I thought you were like, you meant you were there, and then they were here, and then you were like, whoa!
No, but literally, like, we drove back Sunday, and then they drove down Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think they've already made it back home, and
wow, that's awesome.
I didn't even know they were here, and yeah, they're just...
How far drive from your parents to the new house?
I think it's about 3.5 hours. Maybe closer, and you still want to budget for, but...
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, I want to vote from anybody who's chatting right now. This is more of a logistical thing on how I'm going to set stuff up. Do you like it more when we're looking in your direction, or do you like it more when we look at each other? Which I know that seems weird, but does one of these seem better or worse than the other? I'm throwing around a second camera option in here, and I'm thinking, do we want what works better?
So, like would we each have our own camera and just facing straight ahead, or?
Well, it could be potentially like
angles.
angles, yeah, and I'm just throwing stuff around.
We need to get a Toby cam.
Yeah, we do need a Toby cam.
Because he is right over there looking cute as hell.
Whenever we break the bank and get the monthly thing, I think we can do as many cameras, or at least a couple, as we want.
Yeah.
Well, once again, if anybody here is like really familiar with Streamlabs and you got tips, let me know. I'm kind of just like, Dave likes Addis.
Yeah. Same Carol.
Okay. Oh, well, perfect. That works better anyway. Dude, we gotta get Merch Maniac up in here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, KL, we want to have you, and we're going to have you call in like John one of these days. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
We'll talk taxidermy.
You can tell us how you're going to prepare Tanner.
Yeah. In reality, every time KL and I hang out, we're actually just getting drunk. So we could also just do that, but via cameras on the internet. So it could just be that too. We don't necessarily have to pick it apart taxidermy either. Gotta do one with Dave and Carol, get him in here.
Oh, Carol says she wants a designated chat reader.
Oh.
Is it confusing when two people read the chats?
Or maybe...
Or do we not read them fast enough?
Maybe it's like one person, when we're both looking, nobody's doing anything.
Oh.
And that might be annoying.
We're not professionals here. This is not a professional operation.
Hello from my faith. That's gotta be mom, dad.
Oh, it's gone.
It'll come back. Okay, I do like to party.
Hey. Yeah.
When mom and dad's comment pops back up there again, let me know. But
okay. I will designate you to read it.
yeah. What are some other sweet firsts? There you go.
Man, I've exhausted my list of all the notes that I had made.
We gotta have some other good firsts here. Dude, why'd my mom and dad's comment disappear after I... Weird.
Yeah.
Did it ever come back?
No.
I saw it. I read it.
Yeah. Carol, I'm so sorry sometimes we do get off topic when we read the comments. But there is like, I'm not exactly sure how long it is, but it's at least a 10 to 15 second delay between like what you're seeing and what we're saying at the moment. So it's
pretty drastic actually, like how late it is.
Yeah, so it's like by the time comments start rolling in, we've kind of started to move along. Hey, Dave's trying to think of a topic.
What about...
I'm sure you'll think of one.
What about a first... Do you remember the first show we did where you were like... It didn't feel like we were just piddling around?
Nash Vegas.
Oh, interesting.
When you bought the red shirts.
Ah, yeah.
So that was a... And I don't remember, I think we were just playing... Like, we were just the backing band. It was just all the Comancheros happened to be the backing band, but I think Conrad had said, like, well, you guys can, like, do your own thing for a little bit of the time. Mm-hmm. And... Or maybe Alec Davis was playing that night, too? Maybe?
Maybe it was, like, multiple bands.
Yeah, so maybe it was more of a full band thing, but Nash Vegas will always devolve at some point into a jam, which is always awesome.
And I think that was like the last two. Like I feel like maybe one of us played, and then the last 2 hours was like a. But it was like so for anybody who hasn't been to Nash Vegas, it's Conrad has done a really good job of curating like a Nashville, like window band honky tonk thing, right? And it's like that is the brand, and I'm good on him for always being so staunch about like keeping to his brand. Like his brand has never changed and has always done. So it's like it would be kind of weird to bring in a couple and let us do like really what we want. So to some extent, like I'm even happy to accommodate Conrad's thing because it is like it's his brand and it's like I want to play in his brand. It's not like his venue is having our brand, But so anyway, that was yeah. So do you remember how the shirt thing came up? Like, what was it like?
You just did it. Like, I think you said, like, hey, I'm going to have shirts for everybody. And I think you went out to the Western store and got 3, like, bright red button-up shirts.
Oh. And I remember them. I remember wearing them. I remember the pictures, too.
And you just, like, brought them, and it was like, oh, okay, we're all wearing these matching red shirts. Like, that's cool. And like John wasn't even a thing yet. It was just Hickam, and so it was just us 3.
Yeah.
And
Hickam always hated stuff like that.
yeah. But I remember wearing it, and it was like, oh, this is a thing. Like this is a vibe, if you will. And that was a really cool moment. And I know like we do the shirts off and on, but That's kind of where we.
But it's like our outfits. We pretty well like had it. We've thought about them.
Oh yeah.
Ever since, you know.
Yeah, but that was the first time where it was like, oh, this is something a little bit different than just we're just getting together and wearing, whatever we wore that day, and it kind of, and then it made the show feel different when we were dressed different, So I think the dressing makes me feel different about it.
Yeah, and I think too, like kind of when you mentioned the gun, that thing, it was like even when we didn't have like what I would call a show yet, we all love the type of like rock and roll that has a show.
Yeah.
And it's like, but when you're making a band, it's like we were kind of hitting in the country scene, like sort of teetering on Southern rock. Like I don't feel like we were really like a rock band. Like we weren't presenting ourselves that way.
Yeah.
It was like we're doing a country thing. Which, well, I shouldn't say that because we had our mission statement pretty early, but we definitely weren't like middle country or something. It was like
it wasn't heavy and western yet.
Yeah. So I feel like it came pretty natural when we started. Like, well, let's start doing let's make this into a show, and then we had like show moments. Show moments started to build, and
yeah,
I feel like my first one was probably the that very first tumbleweed weekend. Like as far as people
like
think
people
this is cool. Like they it's like we people we didn't know
knew
at
us.
A festival knew who we were or come up and liked the band, then followed us and became some of our best friends for years. I mean years. Still to this day. Nice. People we've met at Tumbleweed. Like that's where we met Jim Guthrie. We might have met Chris Stewart there. Like it's like some of our closest buddies,
Yeah, that was a really good time.
Tim Irwin, I specifically remember meeting him at that first one.
Hey, not to totally change the subject, but I want to try a little test here. Carol, as soon as you hear this, can you type something in the chat for me?
L's in the chat. L's in the chat.
Yeah, just gibberish if you want. I just want to see how long that actually takes to get through, and we'll see. Because I'm not actually sure how
long.
I'm going to get my stopwatch going here, even because I'm not really even sure.
Oh, she said.
Oh, okay. So there's maybe 10 seconds. So, okay. I'm not really sure what we can do about that delay.
Well, I say we just, how about you want to be reader?
I'm reader.
I read. I'll never look at it again.
Okay, I'm reader, and I'll read. I will just.
I'm only twirling my mustache from here on out.
And I'll be twirling and reading. We'll try to overcome that 10-second delay as best we can. And I'll be real fast. Hey, do you know what that's from? Whole body's weapon.
Is that Barney Fife?
Doesn't
Barney Fife do that every time he's like?
It's the Ghost of Mr. Chicken. So right actor.
Oh, okay. Dude, he had a bunch of those. Remember when he was the fish too?
Oh yeah, Mr. Limpet, the Incredible Mr. Limpet, right? The Reluctant Astronaut, Shakiest Gun in the West. Dude,
that was really laying the pavement for that guy who was in all the Adam Sandler movies, and then he had Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, and what is that guy's name? Rob Schneider. That was like totally laying out the career path for Rob Schneider back then. Wow. What's Barney's name in real life?
I don't know. He used to date a girl not too far from where I grew up. Sadly, he did not join the community, but
well, Dave, how could we ever forget you? Dude, what is James still doing here? What do you say yes to? James, yes. 40 minutes later. Thanks, James.
Talk about it.
James has got a Switch 2 right now. He doesn't have time to comment. James does have a Switch 2. He's probably playing Mario Kart Universe, whatever it's called, on there right now.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. Well, I think that's about all the first we got, but it's been fun. We appreciate it.
A really good one.
Appreciate everybody tuning in, and thanks to Backwoods Taxidermy for sponsoring.
Yes,
and
thank you, Cal.
Coming up with the idea. So if anybody else wants to, have their own stream, just try to look for that add to cart button, which is impossible to find. I will try to fix it.
What do you think happened to that comment my mom and dad made?
I don't know. It's
I feel like it was in there that just sucked away.
Don Knotts. That's who it is.
I do wonder. Oh, Don Knotts, yeah. I do wonder what that meant. Like, why did he do that? Thank you, Kale.
Yeah, it's fun.
Blink twice if you need help.